All right, let's get right into it. We are about to bust one of the biggest myths in personal finance. In this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to get your money working for you, even if you feel like you're starting with almost nothing. So let me just ask you this straight up. Does investing feel like this exclusive club that you can't get into because you don't have a giant pile of cash just sitting around? That's a super common feeling. For so many people, it's the one thing that stops them from ever starting. But what if I told you that's just not true? That's right. $100. That's the number. Just $100 is all you really need to get in the game. It is absolutely enough to begin your investing journey. See, it's not about how much you start with, it's about the fact that you start. Okay, so let's dive into this. The real problem isn't that you don't have enough money. Nope. The real enemy is this invisible force that is secretly working against any cash you have just sitting in your savings account. I know that sounds completely backward, right? You put money in the bank to keep it safe. But here's the crazy part. If that's all you do, that money is actually shrinking. Not the number you see on the screen, but its actual power, what it can buy you. And here's the culprit. It's called inflation. Basically, every single year, the cost of everything, from gas to groceries, just tends to go up. So that $100 that gets you a full shopping cart today, a few years from now, it might only get you 3/4 of that same cart. It's a silent wealth killer for real. So you've really got a choice here. On one side, you have cash just sitting in the bank, slowly having its power chipped away by inflation. And on the other side, you have money that's invested. It's out there in the world, actively working to grow and hopefully to beat inflation. Okay, so how do you get your money to start working for you without taking these huge, terrifying risks? Well, let's talk about what is probably the smartest and safest place for any beginner to start. I want you to meet the index fund. Look, instead of trying to pick one single winning company out of thousands, which is super hard, an index fund lets you buy a tiny slice of lots of the biggest, most successful companies all at once. Think of it like buying a greatest hits album of the stock market. You're not just betting on one song, you're betting on the success of the whole album. And because you're spreading your investment across hundreds of different top companies, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. That diversification is exactly what makes it one of the most recommended and, frankly, one of the safest starting points for anyone who's just getting into investing. So the big question, how do you actually do this? It might sound complicated, but we can break the entire thing down into a really simple 4-step game plan that, honestly, you could start today. And here it is. It's that simple. Step 1 is just understanding why you're doing this. You've got to acknowledge that inflation is a real thing. Step 2, that's your first move. Start with something simple like index funds. Step 3 is the how. Using an app makes it incredibly easy. And step 4, well, that's the most crucial part, having the right mindset to stay consistent. Now, let's just focus on step 3 for a second. The best news is that you don't need some fancy, expensive financial advisor. Apps like Robinhood or Webull are literally designed for beginners. You can download them on your phone and you can get started with tiny amounts of money, which makes that $100 investment totally doable. So we've covered the why and the how, but this last piece is what really makes it all work. It's all about the right mindset. This is what separates the people who succeed from the ones who just give up. You have to burn this into your brain. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You are not going to turn your $100 into $10,000 overnight. It just doesn't work that way. Building real wealth through investing is a marathon, not a sprint. It's all about patience. And check this out. This is the power of playing that long-term game. That small, consistent investment, maybe just $100 a month, it doesn't look like much at first, but over years and years, thanks to market growth and the magic of compound interest, where your earnings actually start earning their own money, it has the potential to grow into thousands and thousands of dollars. It's all about sticking with it. So, if you take one thing away, let it be this. The whole point of this strategy is to show you that you have the power to do this. It's about taking the small amount of money you have right now and turning it into something truly meaningful over time. Your small start is actually incredibly powerful. So from now on, I want you to think about that first $100 differently. It's not just money to be spent or saved, it's your very first employee. And its new job is to go out there and work for you 24/7 to make more money. The only question left is, are you ready to be the boss?